Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights from the LPL 2025 Split 2.
It's
tough. It's all right.
That's tough.
One day, they will have fans shouting the Gyos at them.
Those years say that in the laning phase, Kara should be fine in tonight. We're kind of seeing that reflected now. Way being a bit creative here. They're going to wait for the next wave to come on through, and if Taeyun spends a little bit more mana, or if we see Vampire engage, I think that's going to be the go button here for BLG.
Yeah, this is great. WWE is going to start here on with the engage onto Vampire. Vampire getting the shield, but the Ignite is down. Onto the Alistar. It's going to be first blood to Vampire. Now it's just a 2v2 again. Elk is out of mana. Taeyun, though, getting knocked up, and they flash for flash to land the permafrost. And now Elk just trying to rifle away on the Vampire. Monkey coming through, trying to stop it from happening, but Elk flashes forward, manages to find the kill.
Oh, no.
And another permafrost going down. Elk's got to try to kite this out, but he's quickly running out of room. He's got to go all the way back over. He's leveled up.
Wait!
So he's a level 4
Stop
now,
him,
the
brother!
Flash gets burnt. But Monkey all of a sudden has found himself in a bad way, and Way can't close it out.
Only secure one, so a great opener already for Team WE.
Yeah, really wise, and Vampire getting there first and being able to do things is, hold on, level 6 on Monkey, so maybe some opportunities. Karras coming in from the side. Elk is caught in the pit as On gets engaged on, and he's going to blow up. Meanwhile, on the other side, Elk gets wrapped up. The knockups onto Vampire. He's going to fall, but Elk dies in the pit. So Team WE go 2 for 1, and they'll secure the third grub.
Good start from them.
To get the back first. They had to clean up the rest of the wave and then TP back, and then had a wave shoving into him. And now, BLG unable to do much with their bot lane up top. They're going to lose. Yeah, and you still have Monkey's Flash Ultimate too, so that's something that you can hang your hat on. It's not your, the Vampire's not your primary source of engage. He's being run down by Way, but both of these guys are belted up, although Knight is going to flash over and seal his fate. A nice play by BLG.
Okay, that is where BLG end up winning this topside fight now. So Monkey saying, look, Vampire, I really wanted the scuttle. I'm sorry that you had to blow your flash for it, but I'm going to be sacrificing my life. Still didn't end up getting...
Karras, looking to seal these grubs. Way ready to go over the wall. On showing up to the party as well. First one is down, and BLG doesn't look like they're going to get many of these. Here comes the Enchanted Crystal Arrow on the Karras. Monkey trying to frontline, flashes forward, knocked to the side, and he forces Elk's flash, but he is getting low, and he is going to run into Knight and Elk and fall on the backside. Way trying to do what he can, but he's forced off. And it looks like BLG will find
Knight.
one kill, maybe more. No, Vampire will walk it out. So they lose 5 grubs.
WE, they put a big wave in mid lane just to try to get a little bit of damage before moving in for those grubs. BLG were late for that, and Karras trying to find the 1v1.
Oh, flash!
Has no flash.
He's got the ult. He's got
his
the ult.
Ult's down. Oh!
Nice play by Karras there.
Well, how much time does he now?
Forward. He's like, wait a minute, I can win this 1v1. As you mentioned, his flash being down will be curious for this dragon fight as the Equalizer goes down onto the wave. Meanwhile, up top, Bin caught in a 2v1. The exact might be down onto Karras.
Wait, Bin!
Karras
Wait, Karras!
Out, but no, wait, Vampire's alone, but Monkey is coming through, and they're going to scoop up Bin and finish him off. It'll be a second kill to Monkey. They might lose the dragon, but they should get more.
I think they're fine with this. You have 5 grubs and a Tristana. Hell, we got the first dragon already. Who cares? I feel like Karras definitely could have, stayed in there. I feel like he jumped out just a little too far there. But how much damage can we see from Team WE? 6 grubs. They've now gotten 2 plates for themselves. And like we can see in the picture-in-picture, that was a kill going over, a 1-for-1 between the 2 top laners. But it's so much being split between Karras and Monkey. They're going to be way far ahead. 4 plates here between the 2 of them.
Bin TPing just to make sure this turret stays upright. We get a little bit of damage on the Monkey, but Bin doesn't really have a whole lot right now. He does have the Rift Maker, sure, but with no summoners, you can't get too close. Cresting toward the 14-minute mark of this game, Alk and Team WE with a small lead in the gold department right now. Karras will run down a little bit here, but they're going to look to turn on here. Monkey trying to drive it through with the Ixtal's impact. Can't quite get close, but the Impale will get. Ult is there. Not enough damage coming through now. Bin ready to turn this around because they have no mana. Bin's going to continue to charge. Karras has to jump away, but Monkey is not fast enough. Bin, you just need one more dash to catch up to this guy, and he will be able to chop him down. A 2v2 victory for BLG.
But here by Way, and Monkey wasting a lot of time just trying to guarantee that Karras gets his gold and gets himself in a good spot. But you look at the map right now, he's even or behind in experience versus Knight.
Yeah, and that means that they're able to make plays like these onto Cube. The second time he's going to get 3-manned in the bottom side this game. A little worrying. Hits his 2-item spike, right? Cube should be fairly strong too, so should Karis. So if you can survive that, you can survive anything as the arrow goes down onto Karis. Vampire taking up the turret a little bit too, as this mid lane turret just about to go down. Monkey maybe looking for a turnaround. He does have the Impale, but 3 members of BLG shove
focus on this bottom lane tier 1 and just try to make access for this dragon.
That's Taeyun doing a good job getting that mid lane turret. Elk, it's going to be hard for him to do much of anything. Karis down here with his big tanky buddies. Trying to do what he can. Good buffer on that Sejuani ultimate to escape any danger. And that is a big cooldown off. It's on with a big flash knock up there. The Impale going down, landing on the 1. Knight wants to get in here. He's got his ultimate ready to go, but he's going to end up snapping back. Cube joins the party as well as Bin, but the knockups are there. Here comes the equalizer, but it doesn't land on anybody as Knight gets into the pit and is starting to get some kills. Team WE forced away. Cube being exhausted into a knockup, into a permafrost, into a death. And the dragon goes to BLG.
Knight is saying, hey man, it's cool that you kind of solo killed me in some of these instances. This ultimate coming in from Knight. Q3 plus ult just means that Karis gets taken down immediately, and that's been kind of the shining spar and how much gold they've been putting into for Team WE in this match.
Rough the stuff there, but Knight maybe caught out on the side lane. He's able to get that Q3 to try to get away. Now you just got to get Karis in the party. Another Q3 away. They're shoving down Knight here, and they will be able to find him. Enough slows are there. Can you auto this guy, Karis? Thank you.
There you go. All right, but how much do they lose for this? Yeah, this is probably going to be a trade of tier 1s here. It's going to be BLG getting themselves mid-tier 1, also trying to threaten. The ultimate does not land anywhere near anybody. This is so much focus from Team WE on getting this Tristana ahead of the curve, getting her items. She's going to be getting what looks to be an Infinity Edge next, and so I want to see if Karis can carry this game, because Taeyun can kind of pepper them around. We've seen Rumble do some work in these fights, but that experience differential between our solo lanes is starting to grow, especially here when we talk about Bin versus Cube.
Yeah, the problem is Bin might get a lot more gold in him. He took down a turret, and he took down a Skarner. So Karis has to be a little worried. Oh my goodness! Wow! Did not land the knockup as Karis is able to escape. Meanwhile, the fighting continues in the top side as Wei is caught. Who's going to get it? No, it's Cube going to go down. It ends up being a 1-for-1 and Cube getting the gold, but that is not what you want.
And look at where the lane allocations are. Tristana will eventually get down to this bottom lane wave as it crashes, but BLG can just very simply move into mid, help their AD carry take over mid lane, and that'll be more gold and more camps going over to the side of BLG in a game that has felt pretty close, all things considered, for Team WE, but we're seeing those minor errors really start to bite back versus a team like Bilibili.
Yeah, and we talked about how BLG, their team fighting has still been stout, and this is really where you're starting to see.
I think the early lane, you know, we were talking about that bot lane fight that happened. I think we're getting a fight around Otacon. Seems like teleport coming in from Cube.
This could be the surprise. He's going to try to pull him to the rest of his team, but Karis is over the wall, not ready to go. Is on, shoves him off. Meanwhile, Knight hits a 2-man fate sealed. And Knight will snap back, but will fall. Double knockups so there, and Elk is now untouched. Bin on the side, forcing away Karis. He can't join the fight, but Monkey's trying to come through to help him out, but he runs right into a pair of scissors. And hit a crystal arrow, almost landing flush. Forces the flash out. A 3-for-1 for BLG as they secure Otacon.
And the 2v2
flash on the backside anyway, right? You know, at that point, you're just better served if you go in. Obviously, you can't tell the future, but I mean, this is a near impossible scenario for Team WE to get out of now.
There's a teleport coming through, but look at where On is. On can just screen any individuals that they want. It's gone.
Yeah, Vampire's going to get in there just to see it say goodbye. Wei going to go in. They're going to make a full engage onto the front line of Team WE. The Gwen gets pulled, but isn't really taking a whole lot of damage. Vampire's going to fall. Monkey manages to survive, but the chase, BLG want more. Looks like they're not going to. You take your prize, you get out.
A single kill onto Vampire, and we need to see BLG now use this Baron. It'll have an overlapping timer. Oh my god,
that's a 4-level difference, by the way.
Yeah, and it's the new Yone, so he's got his crit modifier back. Minus
he got a swagger back. Elk with a
CC.
flash. Karis wins the fight, but the minions are a little too strong. I felt like the last gasp for Team WE. Maybe just a death rattle.
And that'll be a top tier 2. That'll be again this Baron being used by BLG. Knight should just
hang on.
Knight's just dead.
Yeah, oh no! Oh, Q3 out. Nobody got close to his soul unbound, and now Taeyun is gonna get run down by Wei. Wei knocked up, but On is here, trying to keep the tank alive. Knock up on a vampire. Ezreal coming through, but here's the teleport, and Bin is ready to go. Those scissors are heated up and cutting through these champions like a hot knife through butter, my friend. It is tough out here if you're Team W.
Yeah, and I've been trying to talk about the overlapping timers in Baron and Dragon, but
it doesn't matter.
I don't know. Like we are going to be able to see the 4th Baron or the 5th Dragon of the game spawn, but if BLG just grabbed the Mountain Soul, then that kind of feels like the last touch. W are like, guys, there's double super minions in top lane wave. Yone is soloing this objective right now, so BLG are just going to get a free Mountain Drake. They have 3, or Mountain Soul, they have 3 Mountain Drakes on top of that. So Wei is basically unkillable. On is getting to that point, if not already. And if there are any resistances built by some of these carries from BLG, I mean, how does WE ever make it through? It's cool that
BLG needs to really solidify.
Okay. Need to see them make a play. It's going to be off the Ashe ultimate.
Yep, Monkey down to about half HP. Vampire trying to get to the back line to just stop all this damage, but I mean, nobody can get in there. Bin gets pulled to the back line. He goes golden, took a lot of damage, but I don't really think it's going to matter in the end. It's a 2-for-0 for right now. The health bars are starting to get low on BLG, but Elk is just able to hit for free. Knight gets knocked away. Taeyun caught under this turret. This big chunk damage to Elk, but the turret is back on the minions. Taeyun is out of
contest.
Damn, your line for WE to come back in this game is much better than what I thought would be their way to get back in this game, which is somebody on BLG being distracted by a fan sign.
Last bits of a victory together here versus Team WE in Game 1.
Hey, the top inhibitor respawned, all right.
Wow.
All right, the top inhibitor's down. Tough. On? Hold on, On getting forced off, okay. A little bit of damage going on to WE, but not a whole lot. Monkey not able to land the Impale, and Knight is just dumping damage on people. The Nexus turrets will fall, and BLG will lead the series 1-0.
11,000 gold, get some fancy feet at the very end, but our solo laners here from okay, so Bin has played Yorick 6 times competitively. All of them in the LDL when he was on Suning's Academy roster. He's got if there's going to be a particular play here, or if BLG are just going to say, look, our 330, 430 timer for lane swap detection is going to be over soon. We're just going to take our leave.
Well, Monkey is looking to show up. On may have stepped up a little bit too far. He's going to get rooted, and Monkey will be able to get here. Dashes toward Elk. On is low. First blood to Taeyun.
Okay. They get that first blood. Good job. This was going to be as important as the one that's coming up after this. There's going to be a matchup for BLG at the end of this week versus TES, and that I think is going to be the bigger test for them, whether or not. And now, Bin, hello.
The Maiden is here, but I don't know how much it's going to help. The Monkey is going down really, really low. It will be able to land the knock-up and take them out. This is a first kill for Monkey over on the top side. Wei showing up for those grubs.
And there was a potential move coming in from BLG. I mean, Wei was kind of making the long ways trek over there. Talia shadowed on their side of the map, but now it's going to be BLG's turn. Karis can kind of move halfway after collecting this one wave and look for a Realm Warp. I think this is very tricky, though.
It's going to be a little late. All right, On's going to get onto Taeyun. Taeyun cleanse flash, but he is dead. On able to get out of there, but this turret is heated up. Second shot on the Knight almost kills him. Vampire will survive, but Karis couldn't get there.
Karis is gonna, like, are we picking up this wave or are we leaving, brother? He put some inputs going backwards here. So he'll catch this wave, and that should mean this is the first set of grubs going over to BLG.
Yeah, nice play by them up there. It wasn't super clean, but it was totally fine. And you got the summoners out of Taeyun, which was really big. Monkey going to finally secure this dragon. And BLG getting these grubs is going to be very, very good.
Especially now that Misfortune, I mean, that strut passive just offers so much. Karis gonna have to flash.
That's him in the corner. He's got to step up, try to move to the side. The flash means that Wei's going to be under the turret, but the seismic shove pulls him back in. The bullet time only saves Monkey, not the mid laner. But here's big knockups coming through. Monkey flashes out. Taeyun can't close out on the kill on the way. He walks away with it. Taeyun down to half, but he's stepping on the Legos. He's got to find a way out because the autos and the double up are there. Teleport, though, from behind. Elk is barriered up, but it's gone now. Cube trying to get close. Knight gets the kill onto Vampire. And Elk, oh, a seismic shove keeps him alive, but he flashed right into Monkey.
I don't think he was ready for that. Okay, full charge Scion Q. And we're out of there. Okay, waves and getting Knight a lot of gold in this game, which kind of similar to last game for Karis. It seems like BLG are putting a lot of their time and effort into getting this Taliyah ahead of the curve versus the Rise.
Yep, and looking at what they're trying to do here is they want to get more gold from the death of Cube. Way tanking it up.
Oh,
almost goes down to it. Cube escapes as well.
On you are in there, brother.
Yeah. Unfortunate there, but Vampire with a good flash hook, and then the knock up onto 3 targets to disrupt what looked like a clean BLG fight.
About how WE, the way that they want to operate this game is kind of just walking around as a multiple man unit, seeing what they can get and really being resilient. They're trying to make this play on. I just don't think this is it.
All right, well, Knight is going to drop the wall down to try to split it up. Vampire gets to the back line. Multiple knockups coming through. The first target is going to be Wei as he's chopped down. Nice pick there for Team WE.
He ever kind of use that pressure to be able to walk into Fog of War? How are we stopping Taliyah right now from being more of a nuisance? She's getting closer and closer to finishing that Saros, but Vampire...
Oh, the
having
flash
double
from
save
Knight!
later. What the hell? Oh my god, Karis, that's so dry!
Oh my goodness, he just
was
was
misfortune in that mid-tier 1 is very nice. But look at Bin, sitting in a side lane, playing this Yorick. Who's going to match? We've now canceled the recall, so he's going to get so much off of this.
That's huge. We talked about this. The fact that Bin can just do whatever he wants. All you have to do is just delay, right? And now Karis has to go for him, which is less effective in the fight. Here we go. A little bit of damage coming out. Wei off to the side, knocked up. Monkey's on top of him too. Bullet time coming through as Wei's forced to flash away. Seismic shove down as they re-engage onto Monkey and dump everything on him and take him out. Taeyun over the wall does not have the damage for it. And Bin took a tier 2. Knight riding the wall there as Cube is forced to flash away.
At this point is just all the misgivings, all the misplays from WE in that single play, all starting to culminate there. And now Team WE trying to grab this dragon, but again, the ability to clear mid-wave. Oh my god!
Yeah, they make a quick play on the on there, and the kill goes over to Karis. Meanwhile, Cube gets to the backside, but able to make at least a little bit of an impact. Wei is kind of cut off here, and he'll fall too. It's a double kill for the Rise, and Team WE back with a vengeance, but the split push is still there. Trying to make a run warp play on the Knight. Knight is able to flash over the wall. Monkey won't be going in though.
And look who is on the side lane. We have a side lane report coming on in from the picture-in-picture. Bin gonna continue to raise towers as Team WE. They summon in the Rift Herald. It's gonna get a one last crash. Wow, 20 HP is the last number I saw there, and this should just be the dragon going over to BLG. I mean, Wei's only just now respawning. The part that we talked about for BLG on getting caught out in some of these fights beforehand has been a big issue for them, and he's going to now lose them the dragon.
All right, well, he's going in again. Monkey is on top of Knight though. See if we can have any continuation of a fight as Cube joins. Monkey is forced to flash away because Bin was around.
Bin invested the teleport for this play, and he is so strong on this Yorick. That's the flash out from Taeyun, so a pretty good summoner spell to grab as BLG, but he has Trinity Force and the Spear of Shoshin at 20 minutes. He is incredibly strong. I mean, he's basically at the same item breakpoint as his AD carry, and Misfortune has a lot of gold under her belt right now. So, Bin, with the amount of resources he's gathered for himself, he is.
Can he crash into Knight? He does. Doesn't have a full amount of damage there. Knight with the shield trying to live, but he falls on the backside. Elk is low, and Taeyun uses his ultimate to take him down on the side. But the health bars, they're just not there, although Cube is really tanky. Bin is going to move the Taeyun, and the Maiden going to help out and siphon the soul away. But Cube is really thick, and Karis is too. But Karis is starting to melt under the pressure of the ghouls. On tries to get him to help out his top laner and is able to do so. And now he's got to cut and run, but he's chopped down to the back. But no mana left for Cube as Bin has run this fight, and he's the last man standing.
You said, hey, you said there were some beefy boys in front. Using the ultimate there from Taliyah just to see if they can try to catch out Taeyun. It's going to turn that into a mid-tier 1 for them. And on the side lane, who is dealing with Bin? It's Bin versus Scion versus Cars, potentially all of Team WE.
All right, you got to commit everybody, but we talked about this. You commit them all to take him out, and you lost 2 turrets for it. As BLG just taking gold off the map.
And if they can stall for 30 seconds, maybe they get a death bush, maybe they just clear out vision and top side, you can start to make Team WE sweat for this auto.
All right, let's see what BLG is going to be able to do. The pings are there. Elk does have his ultimate if he's ready to be patient over the wall, and he is. Does a lot of damage as On's going to get engaged on, but he's alive for right now, and they find Vampire to make it a 4v4. As York is now sprinting, On goes back in, Karras goes golden, but they find Monkey. Cube with the knockups. Taeyun trying to do what he can, though, as they're on Elk now. Taeyun ults in, and the LPL Kaisajin putting in work, but Knight gets away, and Bin, the snipe for a triple kill for Taeyun.
Oh, he's teleporting, and he's out of there! There we go, WE win a massive fight around the auto.
Didn't really do much, and we're going to see a run warp play come out here as they're going to try to kill Bin. Remember, committing many, many members, but BLG is in tow. How fast can you kill Bin? It looks like they're going to stop and look to take out the dragon. Taeyun's going to get that kill, and Monkey is really low as this dragon crumbles. So it's 2 dragons apiece, and WE can't continue a fight.
Is Bin 50 or something, bro? Like, many men trying to kill him. They're just trying to take him down here.
Oh!
WE fighting
Elk
again.
He sniped Elk, and now On is completely caught out. It's another pick for Team WE, and BLG is crumbling in these last few fights.
This was the part of the game that we said was going to get very tricky for BLG.
No, Taeyun!
Getting at range.
He did
Taeyun
it!
flies on forward.
Oh, I love it. Knight is super low, way over the wall, looking for Taeyun, plus the bullet time. Taeyun flashes
alive!
up to barely live. Not able to land a snipe on the way out, but this should buy enough room for WE to take an objective.
I don't think there's any much time though. Taeyun's too low. I think this is really fake from them. Teleporting out. Team WE may have completely costed themselves a winning situation here. It's going to be Karras, Monkey, Vampire, and Cube that will line up around this Baron. Taeyun has ult in 10 seconds. He'll be able to join in time, but the Baron is almost down.
Here we go. On the backside, of Flash is forced out. Monkey caught in the cage, not doing just fine. Here comes Cube on the side. Oh, he carries Taeyun! Taeyun got time! And the Baron's secured for WE! On the backside falls. Bin trying to deal with Karras, but he's going to go down too. It's another Taeyun triple. In the blink of an eye, WE might have just won the game.
They got Baron, and like you're just saying, death timers are long enough. We said we would be happy with BLG taking a 2-0, with them being very dominant in this series, but Team WE, they took an upset yesterday versus TES in one game, and it looks like they're going to do it against BLG here again.
LPL 80 carries continue to be the most dangerous force on Earth known to man. This time, it's Taeyun carrying the hopes and dreams of WE fans everywhere, and they even up the series with BLG.
Versus Karras in the lane. This is a very easy early game for Monkey to be able to play this Lilia on, and if he gets fed, then you start to look at the rest of this BLG comp and anchor to do this. I think this is real
All
sus.
right, Taunt lands on the 2. Taeyun with the cleanse is trying to stay next to Vampire, flashes away, first blood to the Braum. Turret shots coming down as Vampire lives, but there's a big wave here. He doesn't have a whole lot of HP, and things are resetting, and the second shot, or fourth shot from Elk lands. It's a double kill, 4 away. So strong right now, double longsword plus the pickaxe.
Yeah, that dagger landing twice, getting the full bleed stack.
Flash by Knight. Didn't even need the abscond abduct. They're able to just take out Taeyun, and now Knight tagged in between 2 turrets, but another big taunt coming through.
Monkey wins this, by the way.
Justice Punch is there. On takes a wayward turret shot, and Monkey gets a kill. Well, Monkey flashing after Way, actually. Hold on. Needs just one more Q to maybe close out on a kill. The bowling ball's there, but Way's able to get over the
Knight and prioritize getting him farm. Karras now, bit of trouble. Does have ulted flash.
Yep, the charm lands onto a small hot dog as Karras is going to hold his ultimate in the back pocket and just died away, but Way. This now means he's on the wrong side of the map. Does get tagged by Monkey. Monkey going to use the Lilting Lullaby. He's a little bit low on mana. Going to have to burn through a lot of that. The stun is there. Will be able to get the big shutdown now. Elk with Curtain Call trying to come through. Knight trying to slide around, but Monkey needs to try to dodge out on these shots. Manages to do so. Taeyun on the back end. I'm hoping that Team WE will wisely play around it. Although we've mentioned it over and over again, known for getting caught out at times. Going to link back up with Knight, has to flash away, and Karras is not going to let him get away. Lands the charm right in his face, tagged up by Monkey, and On will fall again.
Another kill there. You see the pings. Team WE, they want to try to set up around this dragon now. Both top laners will have TP if this turns into something more extended, but this is going to be a moment here.
BLG able to get here, but Vampire and Taeyun are here. We're going to make a pincer maneuver. Flash getting burned by Monkey. He gets taunted. Call the Forge God coming through. It doesn't land on him. It gets disrupted, but Monkey got killed. Lilting Lullaby goes down. Cube in the middle of everybody trying to get to On, but he's going to go down too. And now Karis is going to be the target on the backside of the fight. Curtain Call coming through, slows him up with one shot, and his sights on Taeyun now, and he gets hit with the fourth shot, even though he flashed. No! And Knight gets the kill. A root on the Vampire too. An absolute disaster for WE as BLG punished the pincer.
You might want to flex some of their muscles, make a play onto Cube here. Bin doesn't have ultimate, but that knockup is going to be very important.
Wei coming in, remember he's 6-1, he's got a lot of damage in his profile right now. And your ultimate does not matter. Wei picks up his 7th kill of the game.
With the Nefiri, kind of a champion that we needed to see from them, and now they're going to get another one. Okay.
That was,
all right.
That was not good. It's falling apart.
Yeah, the whole map.
And perhaps turn a fight just needs to be a little bit better than the last one as Team WE look to muscle their way in. Teleport coming in from Karis. Cube is on the backside. Knight off to the side. He's got the stolen Ari ultimate as the engage goes down on the Vampire. He gets rooted up, taunted up. Here comes the call of the Forge God coming through. And it's not going to land on anybody because the disruption on the backside by Cube. With the room still not being able to be bought. Monkey in the middle of the fight, but has just nothing to follow up right now. Doing as much damage as he can. Gets rooted up, goes golden. But the fight is so split at this point. On will gain the kill on the Cube. Monkey having to deal with Wei on the backside. Won't be able to escape as he falls. Shots coming through on the Jhin, not going to land on the Taeyun or Karis, but BLG run over WE and take the Dragon.
First game versus Top Esports, now against BLG, taking another game versus them, but unfortunately just not get some fun wins, but I still got a lot of questions for this BLG. They're going to hunt down Bin. Let's see if he's able to escape. Probably not, but there's not much on the top side for his team to be able to grab. So,
all right, well played.
It's going to look like a pretty dry rundown. So
it's a shutdown. Karis, okay, he's fine. Doesn't even get rooted up by a tag or anything like that. The ultimate from Taeyun is not there. The MVP from last game, not doing a whole lot this game. Karis is going to use his ultimate, trying to get onto Elk, misses the charm.
Just get the stun on him, man, and then throw it. Come on.
He's got one more charge and uses it to get out. As over on the top side, no, he takes out that top outer turret. Why don't you tell me how you root?
So 4+ stacks over his opponent on Karis, and I think it's going to get much better. They're going to summon over this Rift Herald. I mean, Team WE, the part of the game that was supposed to be easy was that you're able to transition your early lane leads and some of these bullies to move into mid-game, move into these later game fights, but some individual mistakes and the fact that, you know, we're not really seeing you play as a cohesive 5-man is starting to hurt, and part of that does come from the mid lane.
Way over the wall, trying to deal some damage to the Vampire, but yeah, you're right. You know, it's been tough. Karis has not had the impact we've wanted him to have, and you know, Taeyun is trying, but things aren't going very well. Cube has been a little quiet too, but is just, you know, mainly just there to side lane and hang out. As Elk is looking to open up on him with the curtain call here. Karis will block this 4th shot. So try to curve the bullet there, Elk. I
know that they're a bit worried about losing out on this mid-tier one, so they're having Bin plus the bottom lane of BLG come on through, but with how much control they have over the map, I think an Otacon pull is not necessarily off the cards within the next few. If I remember correctly, you get like 80 AP off of it if you get the upgrade. I can just double check. All of they did basically like flatten all of the upgrades to basically be 1,000 gold. It's 50.
You have some excitement.
So oh god. Oh no.
Yeah, Karis is matching a teleport here. The charm goes down. Cube is in trouble. Able to slice and dice. The shields are out. Maybe this is something here. Comes the Galio ultimate to disrupt the entire fight. Knight's going to come out of stasis and ready to dash into the backside. Vampire falls. Karis gets caught. He's going to try to dash away, but Taeyun off on the side will fall. They find the Fox as well. It is a 4-0 for BLG.
There's the BLG that we saw coming out of Game 1, and the one that we expected to see for most of this series. And now BLG, look, they're going to be able to just blow up all of these structures, take control of the top side of the map, and kind of looking at the series as a whole, you know, as we're kind
one,
of...
that being TS, Anyone's Legend, and JDG. So at some point, you need them to tighten up, right? You've only won 2 individual games against them. That's not good news. Now back to this game, the Baron, a rush being done by Team WE. They should be able to secure this fairly easily. It's getting lower. They didn't do it with Smite. That is so risky. Call the Forge God coming through. Good disruption there by Karis. Is the one who's got a flash.
Oh, look at the back line. Look at Bin.
Side. Knight got there. Here comes Wei to join the rest of the fight too. Cube gonna slice and dice in, land the stun down as well, but he went a little bit too deep. Knight's got a double kill off the backside. Vampire gets rooted up, and he will go down. And Monkey is somehow the last one standing once again. But between 2 turrets, and with an angry dog on you ain't getting away from this one.
Man, Bin and Knight just playing so excellently here for this dog, and he is 18 out of the 22, massive amount of kill participation. I'm sure he's going to be eyed at as one of the MVP candidates very strongly in this game.
If you saw, the Baron earned 27 gold for Team WE.
Wonderful stuff.
It is a positive Baron.
It can't happen because they already have one guy and that's named Elk. So if I have Elk,
oh no,
Elk, our European friends already confuse me when they're casting these games. So we got a final fight here.
We see Knight
BLG.
getting back to the back line here. The Galio ultimate coming through to make sure that Knight can stay upright. Call the Forge God gonna land on a couple of members. Karis is forced to use the last couple of dashes of his ultimate to get back to the fountain. You should just use it to heal up, Karis. You need more health, you need more mana. Herald, or the Herald, or was it second Gums? I think it might have been second Gums.
Yeah,
Before that fight, this game was actually kind of close, and it was actually WE favored.
Well, now it isn't. So
yeah, this is
BLG.
They still gotta clean it up.
Trying to make a pincer, okay.
Oh
Bin?
goodness me! Oh my God, Bin making tanks look sexy, as they are just ripping WE apart. Monkey's gone golden. Multiple members are asleep, but it don't matter because you are asleep in your grave, Team WE. Karis will be the last one to tell the tale unless he gets hit. Oh, can you dodge out? He does manage to walk away.
There it is.
You get to save your KDA a little bit, I guess. But BLG, a dominating victory in 32.5 minutes.
2-1 is the score line. Victors are just going to tell you, well, BLG ended up winning, so who cares? But still some nice things to see from Team WE. Guys,
okay.
game.
Well,
all right, okay.